All right, I think we're live finally. All right, guys. So hello and welcome. Little Sunday live stream. We talked firewood. We talked what the heck's been going on during the week, and yeah, kind of go back and forth with it a little bit. So I'm hoping within the next week or two, I'll be able to get back to doing some long form content. I do have some content that was filmed a month or so ago. I'll probably skim through some of that and see what I can put up from there. But I basically taken a month off of the long form to get as many logs as I could down to be trucked off to the mill. First time doing it. RC Fun, what's going on, buddy? I'm doing well, bud. Always the first one in, man. I tell you, you need an award for that. So yeah, we finished with the softwood, which hurts, hurts. But it'll be two. What is it? November? No, yeah, about couple months, and we'll be getting back into softwood. I hope, all depending on the freezing. The temperature's supposed to drop like a stone next week. We're supposed to have some 20s, 30s overnight, and like high 40s into 50s a couple days next week. So we'll kind of see. We'll play it by ear as far as the weather goes. It's definitely going from summer to winter, it seems. I mean, we've had a couple days where 60, 65. It's been beautiful, but I mean, just today, I think we're still at like 74. Working in the sun make you sweat still. Um, but yeah, long form content should be starting back up. I hope. I'm really taking notes from some of the guys I watch. Um, and I enjoy watching, and I'm trying to see how, when they started the YouTube, how they started the YouTube with what they were putting out to now what is palatable. It really is a chopped up video, and I hate doing it. But if it brings more people in, and then after we have the community, I can start putting a little bit more of my spin on it again. Um, we'll do that, if you know what I mean. But I've just got to remember that I've already built a channel that hit 20,000 subscribers on the gaming side, and it's different. It's all completely different. When I went from gaming on that channel to full time skidding with skidders and feller bunchers and loaders, and stuff started to plummet. So I don't think I have the well, I know I don't have the interesting form for content yet, but I'm gonna work on it for sure, for sure. Let time do the work. You'll get there, buddy. I don't know if I'll ever get there at the point I'm at now. I mean, I've been doing YouTube since I was 23, 24. So that was over 10 years ago now. So I don't know if I'll ever get it or not, but back when I started, I was doing motor vlogs with an R1. And then after my accident, I went and started doing supermoto vlogs with the DRZ and stuff like that. So with riding motorcycles, doing wheelies, doing stupid stuff on and off the road, it's kind of easy to hold an audience. But when you're working, you're gonna draw a certain type of people. Sometimes it's the people that wish they were in the field and want to see more of it. And I think I've kind of scratched that niche last year, and it really didn't take off as well. I mean, it did pretty well until I had my first sponsored video with the wedges and power pack or whatever the heck it was. Then after that, it kind of tanked. So I'm gonna kind of play with it a little bit and see. My biggest thing is I'm a single man operation. So in order to do a video, I kind of need to jump around, and I don't like jumping around so much, you know. If I'm processing a day, that's what I'm doing. So it's kind of hard to mix in skidding, processing, cutting trees down, and having all that. It's basically when I'm gonna cut, I go out and I cut, and that's what I do all day. So I've got to maybe I'll have to film cutting a day, processing a day, skidding a day, and make it into one video or something. But it's hard to not have to repeat that cycle, you know. So we'll see. Like I said, the main objective of this channel was to go from being employed to being unemployed and a self-sufficient uh, start your business type of deal. I mean, when I started this channel, I started working for myself, and this is my second year doing it. And I'm not by any means saying that I've got it wrapped up, because I don't by any means. Tomorrow the tractor could go down or something could go down, and it could basically fold the business instantly. It's I don't have that type of backup right now. So I did get some good word. I don't know if I'm gonna take much yet, but the first load that went to the mill was over 6,500 feet. So I wish I could show you guys what our prices are here, but I believe our super prime was 625. Our prime was 525. Our saw logs is in the $400 ballpark per thousand. Pallet logs were two. So that's one of three loads. I was able to get three loads out of that landing, which was awesome. For the 2 week span that I had, and about 4 days of that 2 weeks, I was down because my cable broke. You guys probably don't know any of this stuff, so I ended up getting another cable through Vivo or something like that, and I'm working trying that out. So far, it's pulling great. I haven't had too many fibers break on the cable, but I'm looking at potentially getting a skidder, either a John Deere or a Timberjack, locally. I don't want to spend too much over 10 grand, which I know it'll need work, but I'm willing to do some work to get something like that. Something that I can run for a week on. You know, couple of gallons of fuel, and that's what them old Timberjacks. I know they're pretty good on the fuel. So just try some different things, and you'll see what works out best. I don't know, man. I don't know what other things I can do. You know what I mean? Like I said, in order to have your own business, it's very hard to be a creature of habit. You've kind of always got to experiment a little bit. But I'm not on the my business isn't safe, if that makes any sense. So within some limitations, I know I need to get the logs from log form to split form to drying form, if that makes any sense. So, if I'm out here 10, 12 hours and I film what I'm doing, it's hard to experiment. um, and I don't want it being, that's the other thing too. My experiment right now has been clickbait titles. I'm not making them. Like I said, I use vidIQ, and like I'll do a quick uh, 60-second, cutting a pine or whatever. So I'll do steel 500i uh, cuts down pine or something like that, and then I put it in there, and then vidIQ will go through the algorithm and put in some stupid whatever. But and I wish I could show you guys. If I had service down here, I'd have my laptop and you could see like my titles generate around 30 to 50% interest, but the titles they put are when I look at them, I either go for 87s or 90s. So when it says pro uses 500i for a log, that's not me. I'm just doing it to try to get out there as far as I possibly can to rein some people in. That's what I'm trying to do. So that's my drag line, if you want to call it that. But you know, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like doing it like that. It's just it sucks that you have to. It sucks that I have to. I don't really have to, but in order to get an audience in here and to reach out, because what I'll do is I'll put my own little title in there, and I'll stay working all day, and then when I get home, I'll look at the algorithm, and some of these shorts have like 100 views, 86 views, and I'm like, what the heck? So I go on to the vidIQ, and it says this title's horrible, or you don't have enough, blah blah blah. So I'll end up going in there and I'll optimize the content, um, and then it's like a lightning bolt. About 10-15 minutes after you alter it with vidIQ, you're pulling in 50 to anywhere. I mean, my highest I've seen like 150 views per minute on shorts, just with a title change, clickbait. Not, and it really doesn't with the shorts content. It doesn't bother me to have a clickbait title because as you're scrolling through shorts, you don't read the title. I don't read the title generally unless there's a song I like or I'm wondering what the heck they're using. So it's one of them things. But I'm gonna do my best this year, RC fan. They're fun. I always do that. But I did get, like I said, I got three loads of logs out this week. Three tractor trailer loads of logs off the landing up above, and then Grandpa came down. I brought down five or six loads. I'll show you guys this. 5 or 6 loads of hardwood with the old dump truck. So he got it all stacked up. I don't know if the sun's gonna wash this out or not. Where the heck it's hitting you guys, but so that's 5 or 6 loads with my dump truck. So that'll be a good start for the winter. So I got this over here, and then I've also got that stack over here. But like I said, I'm all done up in the big woods. Now I'm going to be here until it freezes, and then hopefully we'll be logging the back 40 that's landlocked on this owner. So this is the first load we brought down, and then we've been pulling out of the pile pretty good. I think this week I sold about a cord and a half. So not huge amounts here, but kind of see. So yeah, that's kind of sort of what we're at as far as what's going on here. But having a good amount of logs here is definitely giving me some time to breathe. I love coming down and seeing the logs sitting here. I know it's not going to be very long, but we still got plenty of hardwood here to take down, limb up, and add to the pile. So not sure what we've got. I would say maybe 20 full cords sitting here. Maybe not, but it's a good start. It's about half of what I'd like to do. I'd like to set a goal for maybe 60 full cord this next winter coming. That would be a really good start. And then throughout next summer, I'll do like I did this year because we had so many people. I had so much more wood leave and green than I have had seasoned. Um, but now that we're going to be getting into the starting of the cold nights, I think people are going to kind of get shocked and realize winter's coming. So I've already had two people today looking for a couple dump truck loads, but my prices aren't too competitive. A lot of people when they're selling seasoned wood, they're around 100, and I'm 100 if you come and get it. If I've got to load by hand my dump truck, couple of cords, I add $25 to it. So 125 here. Uh, what do we got? Try to push all your time and thinking into your business. And once it gets big and you make some stable money, I don't know what stable money is, bud. I've had days this year where I've had 10,000 in the bank, uh, and cash, in the safe type of deal. But then the dump truck went down. It cost me 7 grand just on brake work. And then, you're still at 15, 20 or 1,500 dollars a month on business insurance, truck insurance, tractor insurance, and then tractor payments. And I don't know if there is a stability number for me yet. You know, if I was to get 10,000, I have a hard time right now not going out and getting a skidder just because I know what they do versus what I've been doing with a tractor. Um, and I know it's stupid, and it does seem stupid to me as well, but I know how much damage I've done to my brand new John Deere in the past 2 months, and I really want to save that tractor just a little while. It's only 3 months old and got over 200 hours on it already. So, but it's one of them things. One of them things. So I don't know. I don't know what the number would be on. I don't know if there is a number, to be completely honest with you. But when I stress out about the numbers, I'm not very good guy to be around. So when I just put it all in the Lord's hands, um, he's kept me in business. He's blessed me with two beautiful babies and another one on the way. So I just keep it in his hands and try to keep the stress level down, if you know what I mean. It's a hard career. It's a very hard career. I mean, like Ground Pounder and I were going back and forth last week about where he was, a month and a half, 2 months without any income coming in, or like single digit income. I mean, I've had that. You really have to learn to eat bologna sandwiches and to drink water. I'm splurging today, you know, and I'm not saying that I don't splurge. I have code red all the time, but it's one of them things. Same thing with the nicotine. I haven't been to well, I have been where I have, yeah, yeah, I have. Consistent income, that's once again, man, like I said, as stupid as it sounds, whatever. Um, but even like that's why I wanted GP to come in here last week because he's been cutting trees, doing all this tree work for years, and even so, he knows what it's like to not have a job lined up for a month or to be, wintertime, things dry up no matter where you are. I mean, some people they lock in and they're able to get some tree jobs in the winter. But like my brother-in-law, he's been going for, I think, 4 or 6 years now. And once November, December hits, he's basically saved up a nest egg and they go south. They go to Florida. They go out to, for a couple months because the work's not here and they're going to enjoy warm weather somewhere, basically, type of deal. So without diversifying too much, um, the most steady income that I could see myself getting into, if I have the woods or the wood, is logging, and then then you're playing limbo the whole time. It's just like I had a load ready 2 3 weeks ago, and there was a death in the family with the loggers that I'm using, the ones that I just work or used to work for, and they couldn't come and get my logs for an extra 2 weeks. So had I been relying on that truck load of wood to make last month's payments, I would have been screwed. So it's one of them deals where I don't know. I don't really know what is safe out there anymore. Because even working for a different, I've seen so many big logging companies around me close their doors and go to dirt work, or it's different. It's different. But I'm breathing. We still go out after church and get our groceries and everything else. We're not uh we're not starving. But I don't know. It's hard. It was easy to pull the trigger on a new tractor, but after I did it, I could have done a couple of other things. So it's one of them things. It's one of them things. It's a live and learn situation, and that's why I don't want to get going too fast, because I know I could go out and get uh, a Kodiak or a International with a 2 cord box on it. Go out there and sign your name on another loan. Um, but I just want to play my cards right with it. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I try to broadcast across on Sundays. Um, because if I want to sleep in tomorrow till noon and play on my phone all day, or get on the Game Boy or whatever the heck you want to, even the computer, and just play all day, I can do that. I can. I could completely waste time. It's just you have to have your nose to the grindstone, and if you don't, there's nobody to blame but yourself. I see we got 28 people in here. How you guys doing? I don't know how accurate it is. I don't know if the service here is kind of sketchy. So 31 people in here. You guys have any questions, or here I am rambling? But yeah, I mean, of course, you guys probably already heard it, but for the new people coming out, I am I think I'd be considered a first generation logger. My grandfather runs sawmill, but he doesn't log. My great uncle kind of does, but he does it for himself. So I think I'm diving into the logging side. I don't know. We're gonna see. I was hoping I would have the scale sheet. I wanted to go over the scale sheet for you guys on how they did for me with them 3 loads of logs. The first 3 loads of logs that I ever sold. Paid. I'll let you know right now. I'm paying $100 a stump, or $100 for stumpage per thousand, and I'm paying $800 to $1,000 for trucking. So we're going to see what exactly that all entails when I get my scale sheet back. So right now I know off the first load there was 6,500 board feet on it. So I know right now I am down $1,650. 1,000 for trucking, I believe, which it's gonna be either 800 or 1,000. And then if they're 650 or 6,500 board feet of timber, it's gonna be 650 dollars to the landowner, basically. Um, so after the stumpage and the trucking, then we'll see where I'm at. I'm hoping it'll be decent because right there off the top, you're just about looking at $2,000. So there's wiggle room, very little wiggle room, but there's wiggle room. So that's where we're at. And now I'm done with that just because of hunting season. The hunters are in there now. I'm sure griping about what I done, but now we're on this beautiful chunk of property, heavy to hardwood. Top of the hill's got a lot of softwood on it, so we're gonna be doing a little bit of softwood here, but there's not a whole heck of a lot that's decent on this piece. We got the property across the road. I'm gonna try to dabble in, and then there's another shot of property across the road out here that is landlocked between two different landowners. And Nattershack, I'm gonna call that piece Nattershack's. He's the one that owns the swamp that abuts that property, so he's gonna give me permission to use his road up in this winter to get up on the hill. So there's some beautiful pine up there. I'd love to go walking with you guys, but I don't think the service would be all that great. I wish this thing would update. It won't update on me. RC, did you ever make that muffler? And I'm wondering if these are bots. This is the quietest I've ever had a live stream. At least when we even have three people in here, there's people talking. At least, yeah. I don't know what's going on here. Wonder if it's the same crap. If I need to move. I frickin' the viewers are moving, but it doesn't make any sense because nobody's commenting except for RC and he stopped. So I wonder if the stream's back down again. Oh, there you go, bud. Well, at least I know somebody's still in here. Like I said, the numbers are freaking jumping all over the place. It goes from 15 to 30. I didn't know if the internet went down again and I had to restart the stupid stream here. Trying to figure out. I got a pile of footage on here. I think a lot of it was that last video though. I'll have to go back on because I had brought a GoPro with me for the day they were picking up the wood, but I ended up getting so wrapped up in talking to John and all them that I never really filmed anything. So I just stuck the the cell phone up on the tractor one day, and so I'm trying some new designs and materials. Yeah, I don't know if I told you, but I'm using 1 inch pipe for the pipes. I just actually had a fire on the. You guys probably don't know what it is, but it's John Deere 140. I ended up doing a couple of years back, maybe 10. I bought a 140 and I ended up doing a diesel conversion on it. And I put a stack off the side of it. I had YouTube videos on it, but YouTube deemed them as uh, child abuse, huh, because my son was riding on the tractor. Um, Nonetheless, I've had him out with a 2 wheel wagon with it, and as I split up firewood and everything at the house, he'll take it and go and stack it. Well, I was out mowing the lawn while he was doing it one night, and been having problems with that muffler. It's too heavy for the 90 that I put on it, so it's always been cracking. Well, it cracked, it broke, and it laid down on the starter and grounded out the solenoid, started solenoid. The battery caught fire, and it luckily I was able to get the fire out, but it ended up scorching up the hood pretty good. Nothing that can't be fixed or anything like that. And it melted that battery. So I just uh, I just used some of that 1 inch pipe for the chainsaw mufflers that I was building, and I ended up doing that up with it's got a hood stack on it now instead of the outside of the hood. They work good though. Biggest thing is the flange. Um, the short stubbies for like the 500i and the 371s that I was using. I've only had one flange come back broke, and I ended up double flanging it, putting two two flanges on it. And I think what happened was when I welded it all through, and I ground the mating surface. I think I ended up making it a little bit egg shaped. So when you mounted it to the saw, it pressed itself in. It wasn't truly flat. So I think it was touching on two spots, and then the gasket basically. And I think with the vibrations and all that, I think that's what chipped it and gave me the issue I had with it. Now that exhaust that I had replaced, I double flanged and I just put on the 661. So I'm giving that a go. And everything on that 661 is OEM except for the piston and the full wrap. And so far, the piston's doing great. The saw's running great. But the full wrap, I think I'm gonna have to spend the money on the steel. It's either that or get some tennis grip material for it because I went with some saw shops Chinese brand basically, because I think it was like $80 versus 160 or 140. And I was like, yeah, a full wrap's a full wrap. Well, a full wrap is not a full wrap. It's nice, it's sturdy, it feels really good, but the OCD side of me, actually, I could show you with a stupid log. Well, I'll show you guys that too. The OCD side of me is when I used to race. Well, I used to run four wheelers, dirt bikes, crotch rock. If you ever had a grip that moves in your hand, not like a motorcycle throttle or anything like that, but like bars and the grips moved. Um, that's what's going on with that 661 bar. Um, the rubber surrounding it all freaking moves in your hand, and it drives me nuts. So I was thinking about scoring it all, putting that wrap all the way around it, and trying that out next. But I'll show you guys this. Oh, speaking of these deals that make me sick, I actually have one here. I just bought this through Hudson Forestry Equipment. It's actually got Pro Temper grip on it. So that right there. So this is spinning. Let me put it on my foot here. This grip is spinning and it drives me nuts. But nonetheless, this is a, let's see if we can. So this is a log scale, which I was missing. So I'll show you guys here. So we got nice hard maple. Okay, so we got the large end, stump end. We got the small end. So we'll say this is a 14 foot. So what you'll do, you'll grab it. Now our softwood mill uses International. A lot of people use a Scribner. I heard Doyle just favors a sawmill type of deal. So what you've got is you've got the three numbers. 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot. So this is the length of the log. So we're at 14 foot here. So if I was looking for this hard maple to see what we were looking at for the amount of board footage, let me try to do this at the right angle here for you guys. So we've got inside bark. We're at 12. So the amount of board footage that would be in this hard maple log, we're looking at 70 board foot there, 12 foot long, or I'm sorry, 14 foot long. Am I doing that right? Yes, the width of it. Here we go. Okay, at 12 foot long, yes. All right, so help you guys out a little bit here. Okay, so one side has got 8 through 12 for the length. The other side's got 14 through 20. So this is a 14 for the processor, right? So we're at 14 feet long, 12 inches, right? So we're looking at 85 board feet on that log. And we'd have to look at the whatever you call it, the scale sheet, from the mill to actually see what that's going for right now. But I know hardwood's definitely better than softwood's been. But softwood is coming back for us right now, which usually happens in the wintertime. But I do have some pretty good chunks over here I actually was interested in. Of course, they've already been cut into 16s, but some nice ash. Let's see what we got. Try putting brake cleaner. Yeah, I did. Problem with this is it's aluminum and it doesn't actually fit the grip properly. So it's just kind of one of them deals. So this one is 17-inch. There's 16. Try to get this for you guys here. So you want the small end. So the smallest one I'm seeing is 15. So 15 on that would be a 12 footer, 150 board feet. So kind of nerding out on this thing because I've done a lot of grading with Grandpa. He's got a grade sheet. Generally, we'll just measure it out, measure up the small end, and he'll take his grade sheet right at the end. But it's just another one of them steps of being self-sufficient with it. As far as this goes, instead of having Grandpa come out and try to scale everything up with me one day, I can do it on the fly and know when I've got 7,000 board feet down, more or less, to let the logger know or let the truck driver know when I'm ready for a load to come out. So that's kind of cool. I ended up I think them are $38 off eBay, and they ship actually right out of it's not too far away from me. It's who my grandfather actually got his mill from, Hudson. So, but yeah, I've done the brake cleaner. That works good on bikes and stuff like that. This grip is the inside stem is too small, and they ended up putting spot weld. They put little tits on it to grab the rubber. So I put some 3M spray on it and that type of thing. But I'll silicone it down because there's a pretty good gap from the aluminum to the yeah. But that's just for that one doesn't bother me. I don't hold on to that like I do a chainsaw. But if I can figure out how to get brake clean inside that chainsaw bar, that might do it. But I think it's one of them things. Maybe even if I use a heat gun, it might be like a shrink tube or something like that. But yeah, that's what's going on. I got the trailer moved out of here. We got logs laying. I'm hopefully going to be getting another couple loads of logs here shortly, off the hill, because I know there's a lot more I got to take. Some of them are pretty sick after you get rid of the big ones. You kind of see the ones that were supported by the big trees and grew taller than they should have been because the stem doesn't hold them. So we'll be we'll be doing some more thinning through here. There's definitely a good couple that have got to come out, and then the road, out where the dirt road is, there's a lot of nice ash hanging over the road there that I'm gonna take out before the snow does. But yeah, that's basically what's going on. So anybody got any questions, any comments, anything like that? Freaking shoot them out there. We'll get her going. And I definitely am interested in seeing some designs you got, bud. Like I said, I kind of did it and played with it, seen what worked best for my elevation on them saws, and they rock. They rock pretty decent. Very impressed. You know, sometimes you get them saws that just scream, but once you get it into the wood, it freaking it bellies out. So you got to kind of play with the angles and different acoustics in the pipe in order to kind of get that. I think I did 5 or 6 different designs before I actually came up with the little bit of an S deal, and it works phenomenal. The dirt bike pipe 371 I'm not impressed with. Um, I got to do a little bit more testing with it, but it seems like it's got belly. It just I don't know. I can't seem to tune it out of the funk that it's in. So I'm gonna give it another chance. But if not, then pipes are going for 300 on eBay. I'll put it back on eBay for 200 bucks and kind of eat $100 out of it if I need to. It'll make somebody a cheaper pipe for 200 rather than spend freaking 300 on it. Which air filter do I use? I use West Coasts. Are you talking on 500s? What are you talking about? Because I've got Max Flow, I've got Red Beard, and I've got West Coast saws. And I can't speak on the Max Flow yet. 500 best filter I've run into so far. At least every single time I've taken it off and been impressed with how the inside looks. Um, and like I said, I'm biased just because I've only had one one filter on it besides stock, and that's West Coast. And I've been, like I said, for the price of it, it's cheaper. It's cheaper than the Max Flow Air, and visually you see how dirty it is every day. The Max Airflow. We'll see. We'll see how that does. It's $100. West Coast, I think, is $25 for the foam, and it might be $15-$20 for the aluminum mount deal. So, I mean, for bang for the buck, I probably should have done that again on the 661. But everybody was talking up these Max Flow kits, so I'll give that a shot. I've only cut. I think I've only bucked with that 661. I don't think I've cut any trees since I rebuilt it. But that loose feeling grip on it is is what's killing me with that. I'll probably end up getting the money from this load and going and getting a real steel full wrap for it. I'd love to put the Arctic kit on it though, just to kind of feel how the heated grips are in the winter. But I've never really had a hard winter, I guess, that a saw would freeze my hand or something like that. So I don't know, but I know it's not too hard to put them Arctic kits on. West Coast saws. Well, it's the same thing. I mean, the 500i stack filter versus the 661 stack. You know, I've got the 500iW. Oh, you got two 500i's. Really? Well, give me some pros and cons, man, because you're the first person that I've ever heard of having a Arctic. What's the pros? What's the cons? I wish you had freaking YouTube. That way I could send you an invite. We can go back and forth with it. What does the W stand for? Because I know there's the 500i and then there's the 500i R or 500R, something like that. I would say it's really nice to have in the winter. What's the difference though? What's the W stand for? Because I know they used to have like a cowling, and maybe it was specifically on the Husqvarnas, where if you put them down in the snow, they wouldn't suck up. Well, I guess if you put them down in 4 inches of snow, they wouldn't suck in snow, but pretty much regardless, they suck in snow. Well, now you're confusing me. You say W isn't the one with the heated grip, and then you say W equals heated grip. Which one is it? Because I actually didn't know that 500i had a heated grip. I know the 661 does. I wouldn't doubt. I mean, it's not. You probably could make your own heated grip. I don't know if you. Well, it'd be kind of a trick. I know that you could go in from the full wrap side, but I don't know if you could cut across. I used to be able to do it on snowmobiles. Okay, okay. Still confused, but okay, I got you now. So you got one with a heated grip and one without. I want one ported and one not ported. But nonetheless, we'll hang in here for another 5 minutes. You guys that are in here, I see 11 1 minute, 29 the next. Let me know that you're here by hitting that thumbs up button. Because I think freaking YouTube's turning into bots. Hit that like button and subscribe if you would. We'll have a lot of different content coming up, that's for sure. No, I honestly, I actually was just at the steel dealer last week, because I was gonna buy a uh, what do they call that? A bar, something or other, bar file, bar, whatever. Looks like an L kind of go, a bar dresser. But I actually didn't. I wasn't gonna spend $60 on a bar dresser. File seems to do what I need to do, but instead I ended up getting one for the rails. The one with the two bearings on each side, it squishes your rails back up. So I'll make a little short video on that maybe this week as I open it up. I know one of my the Canon bars are freaking awesome. I don't think I'm ever going to buy another bar. I've had one bar for 2 years. I've never dressed the rails. I just put a sprocket on it. I don't even think I've had to flip that bar except for when the rails got a little bit loose on it. My chain starts to wall around a little bit, so I changed that over. Um, but I just bought the squishing tool there, so we're gonna do that. I'm not sure if I want to port it. No, I would buy one ported. I would buy one probably right through Ripsaw. I wouldn't take a saw and send it to someone unless it's that fella that ground pounder was talking about. I forgot what his name is now, but yeah, he's got a pretty reputable name for himself on the YouTubes. So maybe Aaron Lynch or something like that. Not the country singer. No, they are far too expensive to break. That's for darn sure. Actually, I was kind of beating around in my head on putting that 661 on eBay to get a another 500, but I don't know. I think if my 500 goes down, I'll just go out and get another one. I really enjoy that saw. I love my 370s. I do. Problem is I haven't got a pipe that I like for it yet. The pipes that were perfect on the saw kept breaking on me. I could not keep them kind of loop de loop pipes working. The mounts on them were horrible. I gave one to my neighbor. I built two of them. I gave one to my neighbor, and he loves it. And I built one for myself, and I was falling with that saw all last winter. Um, and I kept breaking the flanges on them. And what I needed to do instead of cutting the pipe off and making that work, what I needed to do was double flange it and give it ears on the outside for a different mount because it was too heavy. It rattled so much that it just didn't work out. But that was a saw to be reckoned with. But so far I haven't got a 371 372 to run like that. Not again. So right now I'm riding the steel train, which hurts. Trust me, plate plus porting equals. Yeah, I do trust you. I've got everything to port my own saws. I just like you were saying, it's too expensive to break them. It don't matter if it's a freaking $300 372. I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it, and I don't want the. I think my biggest thing is I just don't make time for it. I used to have all the time in the world when I got done my 9 to 5s and whatnot, and I could go home and do it. But now, when I get done in the woods, I am done. I work till I break most times. So or the woods tells me to get out. And I've definitely pushed that limit a couple times. Couple times. But yeah, I'll probably end up maybe maybe if this 500 lasts me another winter, I would be very interested to see how many hours and startups and everything I've got on that 500. I know it's hundreds of gallons of fuel. I mean, that thing is an absolute glutton for fuel. Maybe if I can get another year out of it, I'll send it off reporting. I'll send it off reporting and I'll get another one. Maybe I'll do that. I'll have a stock one. Maybe it'll be a winter model if I can get it here. I mean, I think Canada's pretty much got the bottleneck on that, so I might have to get it from like Walker's Saw Shop or something like that. But maybe I'll get another 500i and I'll get the one I have ported. Not a backyard port. Be interested to maybe I can. Well, I don't want to talk it up, but have to get a nice hard maple or chunk of ash, 30-inch or something like that, and see what a ported. And maybe what I'll do is I will. We'll see. We'll see. I think Ripsaw might be the ones I use. I like what they got. I don't like their wait time, but maybe I'll see if they still have the wicked old school pipes. I'll have them throw one of them on there, a ported 500i, and we'll see. We'll see what the difference is. We'll see. It'd be fun for content, that's for sure. Definitely fun for content. Got a freaking highway coming off the mountain. That's something you don't see. Usually it's 1 to 2 vehicles a month. That's the fourth one I've seen today. Porting a 500 isn't really that, buddy. It might not be. It might not be, but I'm an extremist when it comes to that stuff, and it might be easy to do a little port to it, but I would wanna push it. You know, I push everything to the limit. If my tractor can take 3 logs, then I want to do 5. I one of these days it'll bite me, but because you have to split the main body. Isn't there something to do with steel saws that you can't split them without a tool? Like I've got the one for the Huskies, but I heard something about that. So you've actually got to take the base apart on a 500i to port them. That doesn't really make much sense. I think the jug should come off the same way any other saw does, unless their transfers run through the. I don't know. I haven't tore into one. If you want to port it the right way, uh oh, here we go. We got Iron Horse coming through. No, I see some pretty freaking sick work from Iron Horse on the what the heck was that? He put a 385 or a 395 jug on a 372, and he milled the from the transfers down into the base and then rebuilt it up with JB Weld. Ey, figure out to put a turbo on it. Oh boy. Straight into the main bot, no kidding. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. Of course, that 661, that had some funky insides to it too, compared to Husqvarna. I don't know what the heck was in the back of the guy. Like I said, I've been so spoiled with Huskies. They're so easy to work on. That 361, I bet you took me the better part of 6 hours. It is such a nightmare. And to a normal steel guy, there it probably is simple, but there's a base plate on the top of the fuel tank, and one's for the 661C, one's for the 661M. I didn't realize. I thought I got the wrong fuel tank, so I was getting ready to box the stupid thing back up and send it back to Hungary where it came from. And then I looked on eBay to find the right tank, and there was a little $16 base plate that the carbon choke lever goes into. Um, and sure as crap, there's two little clips on each side of the fuel tank. I clipped them out, or I took the clips off, pulled the tank, pulled the floor out of the tank, and put my old one back in. The freaking thing went right back together like nothing. So it was it was definitely my bad, but I'm used to Husky tanks. You know, just having the three mounts on the bottom, the two tubes. You know, the gas in, the vent, and sometimes you only get the one with a vent. Um, you put the bottom in, you put your wrap on, and one, two, three pulls, you're golden. You know, so it's different. It's steel is definitely a little bit different, but nonetheless, I'm gonna get out of here. I got to run over to the neighbors and help her out real quick. But thank you. I haven't had numbers like this on a stream for a while, but I think, like I said, nobody's commenting nothing, so it's kind of odd. It must be like bots or something weird going on. But nonetheless, guys, God bless y'all. Thank you for watching, and RC Fun. Thank you for the back and forth, brother. We'll see you next week.